travel and tourism industry, you will know that it is huge, and that means there are lots of jobs in travel and tourism. So if you are studying travel and tourism, or you just quite fancy working in the industry, then this video is perfect for you, because I'm going to run through 99 jobs in travel and tourism. I told you there was a lot. Now, I am going to group these jobs together for you into different categories. There are the jobs that involve working in events and activities, tickets and sales, marketing and promotion, transport, cruise industry, hospitality, tourism development, and back office jobs. So if you are ready to get some quite exciting, I think, career inspiration, then keep watching. So let's start off by talking about events and activities a little bit. So there are lots of jobs in events. In fact, the events industry is an industry of itself, really, but it often is counted as part of the travel and tourism industry. So there are lots and lots of jobs that you can do. Let's take a look at a few of them. Entertainer. There are so many jobs in entertainment. Whether you're good at singing, making balloon animals, ballet, or trampolining, there are loads of jobs in travel and tourism that will suit you. Sports instructor. If sports is your thing, then you shouldn't have too much trouble finding a job in travel and tourism. Sports tourism is a big deal, and there are lots of opportunities to teach your chosen sport to others. From running surf lessons in Portugal, to offering ski instructing in Japan, to yoga teacher training courses in Costa Rica. There are loads of opportunities available. Water sports operator. Water sports is very popular at lots of seaside destinations, and there are loads of opportunities for jobs, ranging from renting out jet skis to running speedboat tours and selling tickets for banana boat rides. Tour guide. This is a very popular job in travel and tourism. A tour guide is responsible for running tours of a particular area or attraction. This could range from day tours around Rome to month-long tours across multiple countries in Africa. Event planner. This is someone who plans events. They coordinate all aspects of professional meetings and events such as weddings, sporting events, concerts, conferences, etc. Event security. We need security at events, whether it's a football match or a concert or anything in between. In fact, there'll usually be a whole team of security staff. This might include general security guards, bodyguards, gatekeepers, crowd control, mobile patrol, and armed guards. Theme park operative. Theme parks are big places, meaning that there are lots of jobs in travel and tourism there. The most obvious job is operating rides, however there are also lots of other opportunities within a theme park, working as an entertainer, a food and beverage assistant, in ticket sales, cleaning, and more. Resort representative. Most tour operators will hire resort representatives, also known as holiday reps, to represent the company in the destination. You'll usually have your accommodation provided for you, and your work is often seasonal, i.e. if you work for a ski resort, you only work during winter. The idea here is that you provide customer service to holidaymakers, deal with any problems that might occur, conduct welcome meetings, excursions, etc. Events risk manager. There is sometimes risk in travel and tourism, and we need a manager to assess it and minimise it. That's the job of an event risk manager. Event sales manager. Likewise, somebody needs to be in charge of sales. We need to work with public relations, customers, other stakeholders, etc. And then there are venue finders. We need to find a venue for events. That's pretty important. And the very nature of the travel and tourism industry means that there are lots of instances where we need to sell and buy tickets. So naturally, there are lots of jobs then that involve some kind of ticket sales. Let's take a look at some of them. Tour operator. A tour operator is a person who comes up with ideas for holidays. They'll conduct research, design the holiday itinerary and content, prepare contracts, organise accommodation and transport, and make necessary arrangements for guides, tour leaders, resort reps, etc. They then sell this to the travel agents. Speaking of travel agent, this is also a popular job in travel and tourism. A travel agent sells holidays to tourists. Could be from a desk, could be from a call centre, or it could be from behind a computer. Ticketing agent. There are so many ticketing agent jobs in travel and tourism. You could be selling tickets for rail, airlines, bus company, cruise lines, tourist attractions, etc. business and development managers. Every business needs a person or people behind the scenes who are responsible for business development and growth. Whilst you might not see them very often, their work is often very important. Bureau de change cashier. Bureau de change cashiers process cash transactions from customers in national and foreign currencies. They provide information on the conditions and exchange rates for buying and selling foreign currencies, make deposits of money, record all foreign exchange transactions, and check for money validity. Travel consultant. Consultants are generally there to provide advice and guidance. If you're a travel consultant, you're seen as an expert in your field. You could be advising governments or private organisations. Destination specialist. A destination specialist is exactly as it sounds, a specialist of a particular destination. This person will be responsible for providing advice and guidance relevant to a particular destination. They'll also assist the business development manager and may also work closely with tour operators and travel agents, depending on their specific role. Souvenir salesperson. We all love to buy a souvenir when we travel, and somebody has to sell it to us. Travel insurance salesperson. Having adequate travel insurance is really important when we travel. Because most people will buy travel insurance, there needs to be lots of salespeople to sell it to them. And another really important part of the travel and tourism industry is marketing and sales, because we need to promote what we are selling. And there are lots of jobs in this area too. Travel writer. Travel writing is an important job in travel and tourism. You could be writing a travel-based novel, an informative blog post, an article for a magazine or guidebook, or anything else that involves writing, really. There's a big demand for it. Travel blogger. Travel blogging has become increasingly popular and competitive in recent years. A travel blogger may have their own blog, or they may write for other blogs, or both. And travel blogging isn't just about writing either. It's about developing a brand, maintaining a website, managing social media and promotion, selling things like online courses, merchandise, affiliate products, etc. It can take years to grow a travel blog to a point where you can make a reasonable income. That's important to note. Travel vlogger. Similarly, a travel blogger is someone who creates video diaries of their travels, and they will often post comments on YouTube, although they can also use alternative platforms too. As with blogging, it can take years for a vlogger to build a big enough audience to make money. Money is usually made from paid sponsorships and adverts, as well as product sales and membership options. Travel influencer. A travel influencer is essentially any person who has influence. This is usually related to people who have a large following on social media or on their websites. Being a travel influencer can take a lot of time, or a person could be lucky enough to reach fame overnight when a post goes viral or when they attract the attention of mainstream media or other major influencers. Social media manager. There are also behind-the-scenes jobs in the social media scene too. Major influencers and organisations will often hire social media managers and administrative staff to help manage their workload. These roles will involve conducting research into trends, hashtags, etc., and analysing which posts work well, which time of the days are best to post, etc. They will be responsible for scheduling social media and responding to comments too. Travel journalist. A travel journalist is a journalist who focuses their writing on, well, travel. Journalists will usually work for a newspaper, magazine, or other media outlets, such as a website or for a TV company. Their job is to research and report on a particular issue or subject. Visitor information officer. All visitors to an area will require some kind of information, whether it's a tourist map, appropriate signage, guidebooks, or recommendations. Therefore, it is important that there are staff who can provide this information. Travel photographer. Many people do not think of photographers when they think of jobs in travel and tourism, but it's actually a very common role. Someone needs to take the photos of the beautiful beaches and the hotels. Holiday brochure producer. Whilst we get most of our information from the internet these days, there is still a place for a holiday brochure, and somebody has to produce them. Well, actually, there's probably a whole team of people who work to produce a holiday brochure, including graphic designers, copywriters, photographers, researchers, and the printing and distribution team. And naturally, there are lots of jobs in travel and tourism that involve transport, i.e. moving from A to B. Pilot. A pilot is responsible for the safe operation of an aircraft. He or she will plan the route, communicate with flight traffic control, and safely navigate the aircraft from one destination to another. Cabin crew. Also referred to as flight attendants, cabin crew are responsible for the safety of passengers on board an aircraft. They will undertake intense training on how to deal with accidents and emergencies, and they will be tested on their knowledge regularly. They are also responsible for providing customer service and assisting with boarding and disembarkation, as well as serving food and drinks and duty-free items. Train driver. Somebody needs to drive the train. Train drivers are pretty important. They need to drive it well and make sure that everybody is safe. Train assistant. A train assistant is someone who undertakes general duties on board the train. This could include providing customer service to passengers, selling food and drink, and dealing with any onboard issues that may arise. Driver. While some people may not think about drivers when they think about jobs in travel and tourism, drivers are actually very important. From lorry drivers who transport the goods that are used for tourism to taxi and Uber drivers. The travel and tourism industry wouldn't function without them. Ticketing agent. This is one of the most important jobs in travel and tourism because there are so many tickets in transport that need to be sold. Customer or passenger service agent. This is another one of the most important jobs in travel and tourism. It's a customer-facing role that involves providing customer service. Customer service agents can work in different parts of the travel and tourism industry, but this title is most commonly used in the airport, as it is the title used for staff who work in the check-in area. Ground handling agent. This is another job that is used at airports. These are the people who work to facilitate the smooth operation of airline services on the ground. Their main responsibilities are to accept, handle, load, unload, transfer, or otherwise processing cargo, passengers, or baggage. Baggage handler. These people are responsible for loading and unloading baggage from the aircraft. They drive vehicles that carry large amounts of baggage, and they check outgoing baggage against flight lists, transport it, and load it onto the aircraft using lifting equipment. Airport security officer. Airport security officers are responsible for making sure that everybody obeys the rules and regulations in relation to security at the airport. Border force agent. These people will check that all passengers meet the criteria for entry into the country. They'll check your passport, your travel documents, and they could be based at the airport, or they could be checking people who are arriving by sea or rail. Flight planner. A flight planner is responsible for the strategic planning of fleets, routes, and staff for an airline or airport. Air traffic controller. Lots of people argue that this is one of the most stressful jobs in travel and tourism. Members of ATC, which stands for Air Traffic Control, are responsible for the safe navigation of aircraft in the skies. They're required to use radar, computers, or visual references to monitor and direct the movement of the aircraft in the skies and ground traffic at airports. Flight dispatcher. These people are responsible for making sure that the aircraft is ready for departure. They'll undertake lots of different checks to ensure the aircraft is fit to fly and provide the pilots and cabin crew with the relevant information. Loadmaster. A loadmaster is required to plan how items and people should be loaded into the aircraft. This includes mathematically planning the correct placement of both cargo and passengers, whilst also ensuring passenger safety and comfort and securing the cargo. Airfield operator. An airfield operator is responsible for ensuring the safe takeoff and landing of aircraft, maintaining navigational aids, performing inspections, and communicating with air traffic control. Transport engineer. Of course, any form of transport will need relevant maintenance and repair work when necessary. Car hire salesperson. Car hire is big business, and there are lots of jobs in travel and tourism that involve working with car hire. And did you know that some cruise ships are the size of small cities? It's pretty remarkable, and that's why there are so many jobs in the cruise sector. Let's take a look at what some of these are. Cruise ship doctor, nurse, paramedic, or healthcare assistant. If anybody needs medical attention on board a cruise ship, there is a whole team of medical professionals that are ready to help. Purser. The purser's department is the centre of hotel operations on board a cruise ship. This involves a variety of roles and management of hotel accounts, shore excursions, shipboard personnel operations such as the crew office. Usually a customer-facing role, it provides high levels of customer service for guests, deals with inquiries, resolves issues, and answers telephone calls. Children's entertainer. cabaret, or a general entertainer. There are loads of jobs in travel and tourism that fall under entertainment, and on a cruise ship, there is a lot of entertainment. Whether you're working for a children's club, taking part in cabaret activities, you're a singer, a dancer, an actor, a magician, you work in comedy, it's all there on a cruise ship. Production managers or assistants or stage crew. These are the people who are involved in the behind the scenes side of entertainment on board a cruise ship. The production manager will coordinate productions, and members of their team will have a range of specific tasks relating to the smooth running of the entertainment on board the ship. Food and beverage assistant or manager or chef. There are loads of jobs on cruise ships that involve working with food. Of course, all the tourists need to eat. Housekeeping or cleaners. Housekeeping and cleaning is also one of the most important jobs in travel and tourism. It's found in every sector, including cruise. Technical engineer. Technical engineers are responsible for the efficient and cost-effective operation and maintenance of machinery and equipment on board the cruise ship. Environmental officer. This person is responsible for ensuring the procedures concerning the environmental aspects of the ship and pest control are implemented correctly. They're also involved with environmental audits and monitoring the proper management of chemicals on board. Deck officer. The primary responsibilities of a deck officer is to ensure the safe navigation of the cruise ship. They'll also be responsible for health and safety and security aspects of the ship's operations too. Security officer. There are lots of jobs on board a cruise ship that involves safety and security, such as working as a security officer, a security guard, or a surveillance officer. Plumber. Many people forget about the essential jobs that are required on a cruise ship. If a pipe leaks or a toilet gets blocked, a plumber is in need. Human resources. The onboard human resources team works in conjunction with the shoreside employee relations team to implement and uphold all HR policies and initiatives. They'll look at things like crew welfare, creating an effective work environment, and supporting shipboard and shoreside management teams. IT officer. The IT officer is responsible for the maintenance, operations, and support of onboard computer systems, mobile devices, physical and virtual servers, networks, point-of-sale terminals, network equipment, and peripherals. Computer system specialist. The computer system specialist is responsible for all onboard computer systems. This includes installing and configuring new PC system hardware, upgrading existing hardware, and supporting mobile devices. Public health officer. A public health officer will monitor shipboard public health and infection control procedures. They ensure compliance and implementation of procedures associated with communicable diseases, illnesses, and most recently the COVID pandemic. Marketing. Photographers, videographers, etc. Every cruise ship will have a marketing department. Within this department, there are a range of roles ranging from general marketing managers to photographers and videographers. Casino staff, spa staff, and salon staff. There are a range of hospitality-based staff that can be found on board a cruise ship too. This includes people who work in the casino, such as money changers or game assistants, and staff who work in a spa or a salon. Think masseuse, hairdresser, beauty technician. Deckhand. A deckhand is responsible for maintenance and cleaning of the exterior and interior of the cruise ship. The deckhand will also assist with bridge watch and navigation, perform hourly security patrols including nightly engine room inspections, and will assist with general boat operations. Steward or stewardess. Cabin stewards and stewardesses are responsible for keeping passengers' cabins clean and tidy. Retail manager or assistant. There are loads of jobs that involve retail on board a cruise ship, and they need staff ranging from assistants through to managers. And a really big part of the travel and tourism industry is hospitality. And naturally, there are lots of jobs in hospitality. And these kinds of jobs are actually perfect when you are a student and you're looking for a part-time job or a summer job too. Housekeeper. Housekeepers are responsible for cleaning and reporting any safety hazards to the person in charge. They'll undertake duties such as hoovering, polishing, emptying bins, changing sheets, etc. Nightclub staff, bartenders, cleaners, DJs. There are lots of jobs that are related to nightlife. Nightclubs and bars need DJs, they need bar staff, glass collectors, cleaners, general managers, etc. Casino workers, cashiers and operatives. Casinos are popular places for tourists to visit, especially in destinations such as Las Vegas or Monaco. There are a number of jobs that workers can do within a casino too, including people who help run and operate the games, security guards, customer service reps, cashiers, cleaners, etc. Front desk operative. A front desk operative is the person who's the first point of contact for all customers for a business. Their responsibilities will generally include greeting and welcoming guests, receiving and delivering all incoming and outgoing mail and packages, answering calls, and directing as needed, scheduling meetings and coordinating office activities. Receptionist. A receptionist is usually the first person that you'll meet when you enter a business, for example, a hotel. Their main jobs are to greet visitors, answer the phones, take messages, schedule appointments, filing, maintaining documents, providing information, etc. Food and beverage workers. If you are working in food and beverage, you have one of the most important jobs in travel and tourism, because we all need to eat. Airbnb host. Airbnb isn't only a place to stay for tourists, it's also a travel and tourism business for the property owners. Lots of people have purchased properties all over the world and they now make money from renting them out to tourists. Chef. A chef is in charge of organising and preparing food in the kitchen. This includes studying recipes, setting up menus and preparing dishes. Guest relations manager. This person is responsible for facilitating open lines of communications between staff and guests. They'll also oversee other team members, such as receptionists, concierges, housekeepers and waitstaff. Concierge. A concierge is a person who works for a building or a hotel undertaking receptionist duties and assisting guests with checking in and moving luggage, etc. And if you've watched many of my videos on this channel, you will know that I'm always trying to show how important sustainable tourism is and how important tourism planning is and good tourism management. And there are lots of jobs in this field too that are important. Did I say important? Project manager. This is someone who manages a project. It could be a new restaurant, managing team training and development, or managing the development of a new resort, just to give you a few examples. Conservation specialist. Conservation is so important. If we don't protect the things we're going to see, the beach, the mountain, the animals, etc., then there will be no tourism left. Conservation specialists have expert knowledge in the environmental impacts of tourism, and they will usually have a specific focus too. For example, they may work with turtle conservation or sloth rehabilitation. Tourism economist. Every industry needs economists, and travel and tourism is no different. The duties of a tourism economist are varied, but some common tasks include researching economic issues related to the tourism industry, conducting surveys and collecting data, analysing data using mathematical models, statistical techniques and software, presenting research results and reports, tables and charts, interpreting and forecasting marketing trends, and advising businesses and governments. Tourism researcher. Conducting research is another one of the most important jobs in travel and tourism that often goes unnoticed. In order to make sure that the travel and tourism industry is built on a strong platform and it will be sustainable, we need to do our research first. That's what a tourism researcher is for. Legal consultant. There's also the need for legal consultants and representatives in travel and tourism in just the same way that they are needed in any other industry. Policy analyst. Likewise, we also need to have people who can specialise in policy. Travel and tourism businesses have to abide by policies and laws of the destination in which they are located, as well as the destinations in which they operate. Smart tourism developer. Smart tourism is an integral part of our tourism industry nowadays, and it's only set to grow. This is when we use technology to enhance the productivity and the tourist experience. Corporate social responsibility officer. This person is responsible for planning and implementing business strategy. This may have a specific focus on social responsibility, the concept that a business has a responsibility to do good. It could involve putting together and implementing practices such as environmental impact reports, liaising with and working with members of the local community, and developing an overall responsible business. A teacher or a trainer. We all need to learn. Therefore, teachers and trainers are some of the most important jobs in travel and tourism. This could be a classroom teacher or lecturer who teaches students about sustainable tourism management, Or it could be somebody who provides practical workplace training, such as a cabin crew trainer. Tourism Development Officer. A tourism development officer is responsible for ensuring that tourism development takes place in an appropriate way. They will review relevant policy and regulation, ensure the correct documentation and procedures are followed, and plan for the most appropriate way to develop tourism provision in a given area. And last but not least, we have the back-end jobs, the jobs that the tourists won't normally see, the behind-the-scenes kind of people. Human resources assistants or managers. Members of Human Resources team are responsible for the daily administrative and HR duties of an organisation. They assist with recruitment and record maintenance for payroll processing, as well as providing clerical support to all employees. Recruitment manager. Whilst recruitment might be undertaken by the HR team in smaller organisations, many large travel and tourism organisations will employ staff members to work specifically with recruitment. For example, airlines. A recruitment manager will oversee all of the recruitment process, contracts and onboarding process for new staff. Administrative assistants or virtual assistants. There are many administrative jobs in travel and tourism. These have traditionally been office-based jobs whereby staff will undertake various tasks such as taking notes, recording information, completing spreadsheets, etc. However, recent years have seen a number of administrative positions that are undertaken remotely arise, often referred to as a virtual assistant. Finance or accounts manager. All businesses have books that they need to manage, and many businesses will hire staff especially to do just that. Finance or account managers are responsible for monitoring income and expenditure and ensuring that all finances are adequately recorded. Contracting manager. It is inevitable that travel and tourism businesses will have to create and sign relevant contracts, and in some cases, it's necessary to employ a contracts manager to do this. So there we have it. 99 jobs. It went quick, didn't it? 99 jobs. There are definitely more. If you can think of a job I haven't covered, or if you have any questions about any of these jobs, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer you.